Hey guys, welcome to another video. Thanks for joining today. Today I wanted to do a training update. Today is Monday, March 4th, 2024. And I wanted to talk about how my February challenge I set for myself ended up. As I've told you before, I was having a lot of trouble with stress and sleep and all that stuff. I got put on a new medication right at the beginning of February, and it has definitely helped my stress levels. I've been sleeping better, but I have had a little trouble with my training on the medication. I'm hoping I'm adjusting to it and it'll get better. I think it's starting to be better. I set a challenge at the beginning of February to run or walk every day of the month. I did end up accomplishing that. There were a few challenging days, like I know there was one day probably about a week before the month ended where it was just busy all day and I was having trouble fitting it in, so I actually got on the treadmill at like 9:30 at night and walked my little over 5 miles to get it in. But I did complete the challenge. I did run or walk every day at least 5 miles. My totals for February were just 47.5 miles of running and 125 miles of walking. So I was definitely walking more than running, but the running is starting to become a little more prevalent. I'm doing it a little bit more. Just to give an example, this past week on Monday I walked a little over 5 miles. Tuesday I actually went out and ran, and I ran for 5 miles, and then I was doing a 6-mile course and I started feeling pretty bad after 5 miles, so I just walked the last mile in. Wednesday I went out and I felt actually really good. I again was doing that 6-mile loop, but I was able to complete it, and then I actually added on at the end and did some hill sprints, and I ended up with 7 miles, and that was a really good day. I felt really good. Thursday, I just didn't want, since I've done so little run training, I didn't want to overdo it, so I got on my weighted vest, I got on the treadmill, and I hiked 3 miles uphill with the weight vest, and then I just did 3 other miles of walking, and that's what ended the challenge of the month of February. I will not have that goal in March because Friday, March 1st, I missed my 5 miles. Had to help my mom with some stuff, and her dog was sick, and we had to take him to the vet and stuff all in the morning. And then I got called in unexpectedly at the running store to cover a shift, and the day just kind of got away from me. I did get in a walk of a little under 2 miles, but I definitely didn't get in the 5. So I did finish the February challenge that I set for myself, but it will not, my 5-mile streak has ended. Saturday, just to show how things go, since I had been feeling better on my runs on Tuesday and Wednesday, I set a goal. I was going to try to do a 10 to 12 mile run. Got up that morning and I just didn't feel great. I kind of started putting it off. I didn't get out till probably 11:30 in the morning, and I had decreased my target from I was going to do 10 to 12, and then I changed it. I was going to do 8, and then by the time I started, I'm like, well, I'm just going to shoot for 5. I got a quarter mile into it and I really didn't feel good running. So I just switched and I did about a 6 mile walk. And then Sunday morning, I went out to, we call it Dirt Church at the running store. We do a group run on Sunday mornings. And I went out there and I decided to do the 7.5 mile course. The majority of people that run in the group run on doing the 7.5 miler go pretty fast. I couldn't keep up. So I kind of dropped off the back, but it was actually still a really good run for me. I felt pretty good for the first 6 miles. I was averaging about a 12.5 minute pace. Nothing's real fast these days on the trail. And then I really didn't feel good the last 1.5 miles, but I struggled in. I think my overall pace was just under 13. But it was a good run, good day. Anyway, so that's kind of the way my training's been going. It's very up and down. I'm running a little bit. I'm hoping it'll increase. So I don't mind the 172 miles that I ended up with for February, but I'm hoping March, I mean the mileage may be similar, but I'm hoping the running portion of that goes up. For one thing, it takes a really long time to walk 5 or 6 miles. And I'd like to be able to run more. Other than that, I'm going to be optimistic and plan on getting better, so I am signing up for the Badger 100 the first weekend in October. I have a bunch of friends going up and doing that up in Wisconsin, so I'm going to go try to plan to do it too. If my training doesn't permit and or my health doesn't permit, then I will just go up there and volunteer for friends. But volunteer and support them. But I'm gonna sign up. Anyway, that is really my update for this week. If you found it interesting, please hit the thumbs up, the like button. If you're interested in more of my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. And other than that, I hope you're having a wonderful day. And keep moving.